Hi guys, in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the future of Plants vs Zombies. Now that we've had the news about Battle for Neighborville no longer receiving any updates, I thought it would be a good idea to take a look at what we might be seeing next from the franchise. As usual, just before we begin, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoy the content on this channel and want to help it grow. Anyway, let's get started. So first up, just a quick recap for anyone who has missed the news, but basically last week in a blog post on the BFN website, it was announced that Battle for Neighborville will no longer be receiving any more content updates. And of course, for most people this meant the game had been cancelled, which of course is a shame as the game didn't even last 1 year. However, on the other hand, for many of the fan base who much preferred the older shooters, this of course may have been somewhat good news. However, of course, this begs the question as to what comes next for the Plants vs Zombies franchise. Now, of course, the first and most obvious next thing to come from the team is Plants vs Zombies 3, which was soft launched in a number of places back in February. Now, for a soft release, it has been sat baking in the oven for quite some time now, but we've had no information to give us a hint at when it might be released fully. Now, a while back, I did actually do a video that talked about my brutally honest opinions of Plants vs Zombies 3. The video itself did well, and from all the comments I read and replied to, the overall consensus from most people was pretty negative, to be honest. Like with Battle for Neighborville, the community seems to have a lot of issues with PvZ 3, which seemingly again appears to be due to many aspects of previous Plants vs Zombies games being changed for no particular reason. It's a difficult dilemma the team seem to be in because of the great success of the original PvZ and the Garden Warfare games. There seems to be little room for the games to evolve as they almost peaked from the get-go, and I think this is where the issue lies. They want to keep the game fresh by adding and changing things, I get that, but they're almost struggling to put new stuff into the game, so they have begun to alter the game's formula in a sense, which for most people hasn't been received well. So maybe it's a combination of these things that has led to the delay of PvZ 3, perhaps it's because the developers have been listening and keeping an eye on the response from the community, and maybe doing reworks and all those types of things before the game launches fully. However, the flip side of this coin is that PvZ 3 may have just been abandoned. The backlash I saw was quite fierce, so maybe they thought the time wasn't right. However, this does bring us nicely onto the second thing that we may be seeing from Popcap, which is the mysterious new Plants vs Zombies game that had a questionnaire going around back in May, and we actually got some concept images of the game that seemed to suggest that it might be a mobile dungeon crawler type game similar to Minecraft Dungeons. But whatever the case with this potential new game, I don't think it's going to be with us for quite a while yet. In May it was in the concept stage and they were getting consumer research and all those types of things, and it's very possible they are still in that phase, particularly with how the world is at the moment. Finally, the thing that I imagine a lot of you will be most interested in is a discussion around whether there will be a new PvZ shooter in the works. Now, I'm sure in some comments I have read around Battle for Neighborville, some of you guys had said apparently that BFN was the last Plants vs Zombies shooter, as it said on the website. However, when I looked on the website, I couldn't find anything about it. So as far as I'm concerned, there is of course a chance of a new PvZ shooter game. I know a lot of people want it to be Garden Warfare 3, which would be great for them to go back to the original formula and bring new characters and variants along with it. I think the new characters added in BFN were great, and I would like to see them return at some point, although a toxic nightcap does sound terrifying. However, again, like with the Petition dungeon crawling PvZ game, this is probably a very long way off. Maybe work hasn't even begun on it, or like some people have said, it might not happen at all. But whatever the case, I'm hopeful that the end of Battle for Neighborville isn't the end of the entire franchise. Overall, I would like to say that probably the most likely outcome and the game we will see first is the full release of Plants vs Zombies 3, which will hopefully get some changes that may sway the current opinion in the opposite direction. As far as we are aware, PvZ 3 is the most finished out of these games and may turn out to be a great title whilst we wait for the new game or a new shooter. Also, there is still a lot of interest in Garden Warfare 2 and the other mobile games that I'm sure will keep us occupied until that day. Anyway guys, that's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. But other than that, remember to subscribe and I shall see you in the next one. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.